So we'll just, I'll share this one, yesterday's assignment. So first we'll just check on that, and then we'll move ahead. So, okay, first technology in our life, right? Was it technology, those two pictures? Technology has revolutionized our world and daily lives. People created amazing tools and resources and give useful information. Nowadays, using technology is inevitable. Nowadays, use of technology is inevitable. Okay. That's okay, the use of technology is inevitable, has become inevitable. That will be the correct formation of the sentence. Modern technology has paved way, not paved the way. Paved way for multifunctional devices like the smartwatch and smartphone computers. Okay, my dear, this is all fine. But why did you write about technology in our life? Why did you write about this? I told you to see what
I just saw the picture, ma'am.
Yeah.
The long buildings is there, no?
What was, there were two pictures, no?
Yes,
there were two pictures in that, is it not?
I thought we have to select any one picture and write about it.
Okay. Okay, even then if you had chosen the other picture, no, this one. But okay, now I will just share that picture. The others also tell me what you see in that.
Ma'am, it's about the deforestation, ma'am. Deforestation.
Yeah, it is actually about, no, that's the
saving
picture,
trees.
na? Yeah. So you will be, and so what are the words? Who else tried writing it? Who else? I'll just share that. 1 second, I'll share that. That PPT I'll share. This, fine. Yeah, in this, yeah, this picture, no? These two pictures, is
yes,
it not? So why I gave this picture and this picture? Both together I have given, is it not? So what do you infer from this? And okay, what does
we destroy the plants?
Nature has been. So what is the, you know, the incident regarding this picture?
Now only I came to know, ma'am.
Now only you understood. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, see, you see, no, even in class, we have 40 minds. Okay. That is why I always say this profession, no, teaching profession is not like any other no profession where you deal with machines, computers. Every computer will have the same thing only. But here it is 40 minds that you are dealing with. 40 minds will come with 40 different things, different thoughts. One mind is not, see, that is what you see. Now, when I gave you a hint, you went further. But another person, okay, so I gave these two pictures together. I mean, you know, to show that what we were and what we are today. So, so it will come totally to the, I mean, you know, so what can be the, this one, what can be the possible title that you can give for this? Yeah, what can be the possible title? Say now, one of you, each, anyone who, I mean, say, anyone, who, I mean, who has a, I mean, you know, who can think of a title?
Nature then and now.
Fine, nature then and now. Good, very nice, very, very nice. Good, nature then and now is nice. Good. Then.
Thank you.
I have, sorry. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
I have prepared, ma'am, but I don't have time to type because I came to school today. I have given the title, The Earth, a Beautiful Emerald.
The Earth, a Beautiful Emerald. Okay, emerald,
green
you chose
color,
emerald
so
because it is...
green color, yes, ma'am.
Okay. But then the Earth, a Beautiful Emerald will only show you're talking. But what does this picture say? It should reflect the picture also, no? Your title must be in sync with the picture. At least the Earth then and now is how it was then and how it is now. Okay. So that is, I mean, that's apt. But one more thing, well, still, who can think? Still, no. Let's make the
being
session
cruel. Stop being cruel to Mother Nature.
Stop being cruel to Mother Nature.
Save trees.
So what you can no, one more. What can we say? Can we say the effects of deforestation?
Trees, the lost asset.
Trees, the lost asset. Fantastic. Nice. Nice, no? Trees, the lost asset. Nice. So when you're writing it, how will you write? When you're writing it, you can write it as, you can write, you can write it trees. Just put a hyphen and write the lost asset. No? So this. So, and you can make it bold and you can make it. Yeah. Fine. Trees now and then. So see, two. Bharati, what can you think of? What title can you think of?
Ma'am, we should connect with both, ma'am.
Yeah. See, I mean, that's the picture, no? I mean, when you are going to write a topic, you need to, you need to connect both.
Okay.
You need to see, sometimes only one picture will be given. Sometimes only this, what we do for 5th standard, 6th standard and all, no? We'll give one picture like this. And so we'll ask them to come out with, say, they're small children, no? Or 5-6 lines about, when definitely they'll know. So these are the people of whom? Who are these people? I think, this is, you can do a small, Google also. It'll be there. These are the people from the Bishnoi community in Rajasthan, who had actually, when the people came to cut down trees, yes, these people, this is a real incident. It's a real incident. It's a real incident. And that is how the Chipko movement started. Chipko is in Hindi. Hindi means Chipko na poi, to go and stick yourself to something. That is Chipakna.
Yeah, ladies, ladies around that not to cut the trees.
Yeah.
I read in B.Ed, ma'am. In B.Ed environment.
Exactly. So no, it's a real life incident, the Chipko movement. Actually, this picture depicts the Chipko, from the birth of Chipko movement, actually. So no, when people in Rajasthan, it's a tribal area. See, they are tribal women only. Very, very, but the forest land, actually. So when people came down to cut down trees, these people were, they surrounded, she and her daughters, this lady and her daughter, they were actually beheaded. People, they surrounded the trees and they did not allow them to cut down the trees. And these people were killed. The mother and 3 daughters were killed. So then, the government or I think that time, the local head, then they take up the matter, and then only, then they started realizing the importance of trees. And, then from then on only this Chipko movement started. And then only Vanamahotsava came, actually. No, so slowly this Chipko movement then gave birth to Vanamahotsava. What is Vanamahotsava? One Mahotsava. It's a Hindi word. One is forest. Mahotsav is a celebration. Any Utsav is a celebration. Like, in fact, now, so many things, actually now in India, totally, we are becoming, more nationalistic. We are becoming, so every word, lot of Hindi headings are there everywhere. Right or wrong, we need not go into that dispute. That's a dispute, no? But okay, we cannot, if you have to go places, you have to learn English. You have to cross Tamil Nadu border. There are so many. All the other states, they speak, they speak Hindi naturally. And you go away from India. Otherwise, English is a unifying language. English is an official language in the country and out of the country also. So, and you should always understand, you should always, encourage your students also, telling that human brain, that singer, that Usha Uthup, that Usha Uthup singer, no? She can speak around 11 languages, it seems. She always says she can speak, And you know, language learning is also, no, it is like like music. How one person has the capacity to, I mean, ability to sing. One person cannot sing. Evlo padnalo, you know, I mean, you know, his vocal cord will not help him, right? Though we say practice, practice and all, you know, his vocal cord will not help him, right? But definitely practice, you know, it will make it better. So language is also a natural flair. Actually, you know, it's a very natural thing. Some people can adapt to languages very easily. They'll say 1 month or 2 months, they go and stay somewhere in North India, they will pick up Hindi. 2 months, they'll go and stay in Bombay, they'll pick up Marathi. So that is also a very, very, because, you know, you should have a flair, natural flair. I mean, people who are having a natural flair, they can absorb it more easily. Okay. Otherwise, you have to practice. That's all. So, I mean, why I came down to this was, it is about that Bishnoi community people. So, you know, so it's a small history. And then only, you know, after the Chipko movement, people really started becoming aware that, you know, I mean, they should not, no, cutting trees have to be saved. You cannot simply, you know, but definitely, you know, with the development of cities everywhere, then nowadays government is really very, you know, very, very conscious about it. And, you know, you have to take, I mean, permissions from the corporations if you have to even, no, cut down trees. And I think it's a law also, like, you know, once you cut, wherever possible, you know, the tree nowadays, no, they just take it with the root and go and plant it somewhere else. So many things the government is also doing. I mean, you know, we should not simply blame. One side we want development, and one side we say, no, we should not, no, we should not keep cutting. It's not, then development will not be there also. Even if you have to lay roads, if you have to lay a road also, you need, you know, definitely, you know, here and there trees will be cut. But we have to be conscious about it. We have to be conscious. So nowadays, the government is really, you know, waking up to all these things, and they are, you know, uprooting the trees. They are not cutting the trees. Actually, they are uprooting it and going and putting it somewhere else. So that much the government is very vigilant also. But yes, it is. So this is the history. This is the small history behind this movement, right? So you can always say the picture depicts. So what will you say? The picture depicts the Chipko movement. Chipko movement, and where, you know, people laid down the, and you need not go into the full history. You can just say where people, where, you know, the women in that area laid down their lives to save the trees. Okay, to give up our life to a tree. I mean, you know, we can't even imagine. Can we imagine? I mean, will we ever do it? You know, though vetranga maximum, you know what we will do? Yeah, sir, vetringa, yeah, sir, pandringa ipdi. Maximum, that's what we will do, right? So do you think we will go to the extent of, you know, putting our lives into, giving our lives? No, I mean, definitely we should be honest, and we won't do it. But you had people who did it. Okay, so that is why, you know, when someone says why we should learn history, there's a very nice example. You know, one person in one seminars like this only I have heard, when students always say why I should learn history, he'll say, you ask a child, why you should know how your father earned his money. Before spending your father's money, if you know how much your father really toiled to earn this money, you will be careful in spending the money. You know, that we should make our children realize that. We should make our children realize that, yes, there is a lot of effort that is going on into earning this money. That realization we should give, right? The same way, we should make our students realize, the students or the citizens realize that today we are in a free country. I think someone's audio is open, is it? Someone, no, that sound is coming. No? I don't know, that sound, no? Something is coming. No? Some like banging, some banging on the steel, no? Some sound like that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Then, so no, so we should be very, what do you say, conscious about all these things. We are not going to give our lives for all these things. And when somebody is really, I mean, they have done it, they need to be saluted. And you know, from all the so when I was telling about history, so you know, so you need to learn. So that is why a history class is really important. It is important to learn the right history, then only you will know. Today we are breathing an air of freedom. So this freedom did not come simply to us. Okay, that in a history class, you have to make children understand that. Only then, patriotism will develop. Otherwise, how will they know? I mean, how will they realize what is patriotism? What is the, what it is to have a citizenship in a country? All these things, they should. So, no, somebody has toiled. Definitely these ladies must not be forgotten. They must, their names must be there in the annals of Indian history, right? Because they have laid down their lives not for their personal cause. They are actually martyrs. They are a kind of martyrs only. Martyrs are not people who only go and give their lives for lay down their lives for the country. Martyrs are people who lay down for a social cause. Okay, nothing personal. It was nothing personal, right? So you can keep on build, like this. So you can tell them about this incident, and you can and what is the value that you are teaching them. You should never forget. You should never forget values when you are teaching, right? So that slowly that that idea of conserving nature, all these things, you should keep putting it across to your students. Okay, then we'll go on to I told you, we'll develop. We'll touch upon poetry today, right? So that's why slowly, I got in personification. And once more, what are the ways and means in which you will introduce the figures of speech in your class? You tell me. If you want to introduce figures of speech in your class. No. And if you know what are the figures of speech, is it not?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So, yes, tell me, you are all teachers, you're all teaching, you've been teaching. Tell me one figure of speech, and how will you explain it to them?
We will start with the easiest one, which is the rhyming words, and finding out the rhyming scheme of the poem. Then slowly we will move on to the other literary devices which the author, poet has used there in that particular poem.
Okay. So you will directly take it from the poem only. From which poem you are going to deal. From that poem.
Yes,
like from that poem only.
Yes.
Okay. Then anyone else? Any other thought? How would you do it? Tell, come on, Prabha. How will you do it? How will you introduce?
While introducing oxymoron, I used to ask them many example, ma'am, which comes nearby. So they told working holidays. That's so many words. Alone together, like that. So I asked them to frame more words while doing oxymoron. And most of the words they used to tell it wrongly only.
They used to tell wrong.
It is very difficult to frame nearby words, but they tried.
Okay. So the best example for oxymoron is what? The best example for oxymoron is?
Quiet rage.
Quiet rage. Okay. But what the student can associate with? Or something, always, you should give an example where the student will be able to, I told you, always, always give examples where the student will be able to associate himself with. Okay. Regularly irregular. Okay. That's the best oxymoron. Adu marakave maatam. Later, you can often repeat it in the class also. You are regularly irregular. Okay. So that is one of the best way to introduce oxymoron. Okay. Okay. Next, there are a lot of other things, no? Other figures of speech. No, you have a metaphor, you have alliteration,
simile, metaphor,
you have simile,
personification.
So now, how will you this one? And always, when you want your student to understand something very clearly, which is the best way to, which is one of the best ways to help your child, not only even your own child at home. You want to make him understand and remember something. Okay. What is the best way?
We have to make them do. If it is cooking now, we have to make them.
Relating it to their own life.
Fine, relating to their own life. Okay, making them do.
Real life
Then,
examples we can do.
okay, real life examples.
Showing pictures related to that.
Pictures, ma'am. Showing
Okay.
pictures related to that.
Yeah. Then.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah.
Ma'am, make them owners of that process, whatever action. I mean, if they are given some authority, power, they will take it up immediately. They should have a vested interest in that particular activity. So rather than being our assistant,
interest is a negative word, no? To vested interest,
can't we use it for motivation?
No, I have a vested interest means I have an interest only to it's a very negative connotation. Vested interest is a negative connotation. I want to spoil something. Okay. So don't think I'm getting, I'm working for this. I'm working for this because I have that person has a vested interest. That means he wants to spoil your career, spoil anything that you're doing. Okay. That is, vested interest. That's the meaning. But I know
something similar to ulterior motive.
Ulterior motive is also,
yeah, that's
what's your ulterior motive?
Vested interest.
Vested interest. So it's a negative. When I say you have an ulterior motive, when I say you have an ulterior motive means you are not what you seem to be. What நீ வந்து ரொம்ப நல்லது பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கு, but that is not your ulterior motive. Your ulterior motive is something else. So it is a negative connotation. Okay, it is not that it will result in a positive way. It will result in a negative way. Okay, fine. So now coming back to the question, you all have children also, no? Your children must be studying everything, it must be the best way. You want them, to remember something, how will you make them remember? Not for everyone, everything is not easy, right? Some children it is it. So the best way is give simple example. Give a simple example which the child will never forget. You should not, that is why, we had one mentor, I think, I've always told this. She was our principal, one Mrs. Vasanta Balakrishnan ma'am. So she will say, nobody wants your sympathy. Nobody wants your sympathy. Sympathy na ayyo paavon solittu povom. Okay, yeah. Student does not want your sympathy. Student wants your empathy. What is the difference between sympathy and empathy? Empathy means to put yourself in the shoes of the student, in the shoes of the other person, and see how it is. Okay, so that is a very big difference in life itself. Nobody needs your sympathy. Okay, sympathy na ni ayyo pavanu solittu pova illana maximum once you will reach out and you will help them. Okay, that much only you will do. But when you are empathetic, you will try to understand what problem they are undergoing, and you will try to find a solution for it. Okay, so when you are going to class, always don't think we are on this side of the table. No, and we are adults. We know things by virtue. We have also learned by number of years. We have learned. Okay, but the same thing. You should. A successful teacher is a person who can put herself into the shoes of the student and see what problem he is undergoing from that side and address the problem. Okay, so if they are an intelligent student, fine, he will, before you say itself, he will understand and he will take it forward and go. Okay, they are not only our target audience. Our target audience is the whole class. The last student of the class is also, we are responsible for the last student of the class, right? So we should have our own ways and means, to reach out to the last student of the class, right? So, right from, that's why I asked you it as a general question. It is not only English, it is not science, it is not only maths, So that's why, maths also, example problems. Even a weak student also, he will remember that example problem very well in his mind. So at least at exam, he will know that, that formula was there. So that formula, at least he will try to put it here. He will try to relate it. Okay. So always, reading, learning can be simplified by, when you give them simple examples. Okay. So today I'll tell you one small example to teach your children the figures of speech. Okay. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. All of us know this? Yes? All of us know?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the first, in the first sentence, what is the figure of speech?
Repetition.
Repetition.
Twinkle, twinkle.
Twinkle, twinkle. Alliteration. Repetition of the same consonant sound. Fine. So will the child ever forget this? Will the child ever forget? It's a simple, like where which is the karasi point kuda idu theriyum thane. He will know this, no? Then from there you come. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. R.
Star are rhyming.
Star and R.
Rhyming words.
Rhyming words.
Rhyming words. Fine. They are the rhyming words. Then come R, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. High and
sky.
High sky.
Simile.
So you got the rhyming words? Yeah. And like a diamond in the sky.
Simile.
What is it? That is a
Simile.
Right? So how is the star? The star is like a diamond in the sky. Okay? So your simile is there. And what is the rhyme scheme?
A, B, B.
A, B, B. How many figures of speech you have taught them? You taught rhyming words.
Rhyming scheme.
Taught rhyme scheme.
Ma'am, how can we find the rhyming scheme, ma'am?
Rhyme scheme. No, that's what. No, whichever is rhyming. Whichever two words is rhyming. So you take this, no? So that's why, so now will you forget? Okay, now I will tell you with the example, okay? I have an example. I just prepared one poem. I didn't want to take this 10th standard poetry, because the 10th standard poetry also, I will post this on PPT. I have done the, I have the PPT. Yes, yeah.
For the second line, how I wonder what you are. For the second line, it is like a question only, ma'am. Shall we use rhetorical question? Is it like question?
Yes, it's a rhetoric. You're not expecting an answer.
Yes, right? Ma'am.
Yeah, it's a rhetoric statement. Yeah. It's a question. What is a rhetoric statement? A rhetoric is something.
Not expect an answer.
And I will tell you one more example for rhetoric statement. Best example for rhetoric statement. You know what? Hey, na mutala. That is the, do you expect an answer for this? You don't expect an answer for this. And you think the child will forget this example? He will never forget this example. Okay. So that's a rhetoric statement. No. So when you say like this, will you forget this? You will not forget, no? Same way the student also will not. Hope I'm giving you tips to hone yourself as better teachers. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So that's the best example. No, one kid. Then otherwise, see a child out of 40, not that everyone will know the rhetoric statement. The rhetoric then what you should do next? Next 10 we have to write it on the board. Then we should tell rhetoric, say the spelling, and then the last 10 you say that this is a rhetoric statement. So what is a rhetoric statement? A statement which is in the form of a question for which you don't expect an answer. Okay, இவ்ளோ பெரிய சென்டென்ஸ் சொன்னா அவன் நினைச்சுக்குவான் என்னடா மேமுக்கு என்னாச்சு இன்னைக்கு இதெல்லாம் சொல்றாங்களே அப்படின்னு. Okay, so you should make it seem simple for them. When you give a simple example, it will be it'll be easy for them, right? So from these so So when you are telling, so that is why even in class 5 and 6, when in a class 5 only they are exposed to alliteration and all these things. Rhyme scheme also comes, I think, in 6th or 7th standard only. So we introduce them to alliteration only in the this one in 5th standard. So in 5th standard itself, first I will tell them, see, tell this kindergarten poetry, all of you say. Then he will say, ma'am, I'll say, sing that rhyme, man. And for what joy are you asking us to sing this rhyme? Sing, no. Let all of you sing. So from there, then you're catching the attention of the Ilana, you think, imagine, for 5th standard, alliteration, simile, as good as, it is, as white as a pear, the snow, as beautiful as a peacock. So first thing is you should capture the attention of the student. Okay. So when you're going to ask him to state the same, all 40 will shout this rhyme. Yeah. So once you capture the attention of them, then you write it on the board. Write it on the board. Now ask them to see. Ask them to tell which sound is getting repeated. And then you make them write. Then they have to write it also in their notebook. Okay. Then you should ask them to write this. So 4 lines, simple line only, simple lines only, they can write it, right? So you can just underline the T and T, and you can say that the sound is getting repeated. So when it is getting repeated, we call it alliteration. So point number 1, Porter, when consonant sound is repeated, we call it alliteration. So example,
excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, yeah.
And what is the difference between alliteration and consonants?
Consonant sound.
Consonants, we have a poetic device called consonants, assonants. If vowel sound is repeated, we call it as assonants. Consonants is also there. Alliteration and consonants are same.
Is it? I'll just check. I'm not very sure about it. I'll just check. I'm not very sure. I'm not actually very sure about it.
Because I'm also getting confused in this. Alliteration and the consonants are same. Assonants, that's vowel sound.
Repetition, yeah. So this should be that only here. Because I've not come across a striking distinction. But if it is there, I will just check. I'll just check and get back.
And here in alliteration, we will have the first letters as the same letters. But in consonants, we can find it there as a second letter or a third letter, right?
Even like this, this one, if you're saying consonant, like if you say twinkle, twinkle, little star, there also t is coming, in star also t is coming. So you mean to say that in between consonant sound, no?
In between, we will have the consonants, but alliterated words only the first.
Only the beginning. Yeah, alliteration is the. Alliteration
first
is
first
the first letter only. I mean, that is very clear. The first letter. The barren bows. Barren bows. Okay. Even wonder what you are. That is also an alliteration. How I wonder. So how the role. There's a role, no. So it is wonder, what you are. Okay. So that is also this one alliterated sound only. All right. So, so when you just make them write. Then rhyme scheme. For rhyme scheme, always you should say rhyming words over. Then you can ask them to identify the rhyming word. Then you can tell them like. Whenever like comes, it is called a simile because it is. So that is where is a small distinction between a metaphor and a simile. Right. So a metaphor, metaphor is also a comparison, but without the use of word like and as, right? So that that's a small difference you should tell them, no? So you should tell them that. So even for metaphor, what is the best example that you can give?
He is a lion.
He is
the lion.
He is the lion. Or no, he is the star of the class. He's the star of the class. He have classroom situation itself. He is the star of the class. You're not saying he's like a star. You're telling he is the superstar of the class. Okay. So that is a metaphor, right? You are telling that you're again comparing him with the star only, but you're telling that he is the star. That is metaphor. Here you're using like and a simpler, they will also understand. Oh, like is coming, as is coming. So yes, there's a simile here, right? But here there's no like and as, but again one comparison is there. So it is a metaphor. Okay. So that is what you should tell them, teach them with small examples. Okay, with very, very easy examples. Now for rhyme scheme, well, first two, no, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Both are same. A kudukaralya. First R you are giving A, and the second word is also rhyming, no? So the second word also, which are the rhyming words, will have the same, this one, will have the same letter. All right. So R and R. So A and A. Then third one, how up above the world, so high. So high is separate. So B will come there. Like a diamond in the sky.
In the sky.
High and sky are rhyming, is it not? So this is to be BB. So the rhyme scheme is AABB, right? Now you now I will share one this one with you, one poetry. You identify the rhyme scheme and tell. So that is why, because I knew one was in 8th, I mean handling 8th and 1 9th and 10th, so that's why I didn't want to take that poetry. I've taken some other poetry, I mean one other poetry, general poetry. Yeah. So is it visible, ma? So now you Cyril identify the rhyme scheme here. Shall I make it a little? Is it clear, ma?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the rhyme scheme here?
Shall I tell?
In first and
Cyril.
Okay. First line, it's a door.
First we'll put it as A. Okay. First door is A. We'll put this as A. Then door and can, they are not not rhyming, is it not?
Yes, ma'am.
So it will automatically be only. Only if it is rhyming, it should have the same letter. Then
house.
Then house is also not rhyming with any.
No. Yes, ma'am. So we should
then C, different letter.
Yes, ma'am.
Then ran is rhyming with what?
Can, ran.
Can, ran. So can is B. So this is B.
B.
So the rhyme scheme is A.
Now I get it. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So
Thank
this
you
is
so much.
So this is how simple things you take, and then one you do, the rest you ask them to do. So that's why I always say, teacher has to be the facilitator, a moderator between the reader, text and the student. Okay. Text is there, teacher is there, student is there. What is the role of the teacher? The teacher must be the facilitator. When there is noise, he or she has to be a moderator. Okay, fine. Then, yeah. So now, and okay, now you have, you think you have done all this, you have taught this poetry. You can just read this poetry now, just with me itself, you read. The well was dry beside the door, and so we went with pail and can across the fields behind the house to see the brook, if still it ran. So here in poetry, the only thing that you have to do is give them the meanings of the words that are a little difficult. Like brook means brook is a small river. Brook is a small river. And pail, pail, you can tell them, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. So what's pail? Pail is like a bucket. Yeah. So just give them examples related to them, right? Pail is a bucket. Then what then? Not loath is dislike. Loath is something which you don't like. To have excuse to go because the autumn eve was fair. So what do you mean by fair? It was, I'm being fair to you means what? I'm being very fair, na?
Being good.
Being fair to you. I'm being nice to you. I'm good to you. Yeah. I'm being very fair. Na? I'm being just. More than good, I'm being just. Justice. Okay. So a teacher has to be fair to her students. Yes or no? Yes or no? She has to be fair to her students.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, undoubtedly. Undoubtedly, the teacher has to be fair. Okay. So the autumn eve was fair. Okay. So it was not very cold. So it was fair to them. So because the fields were ours, and by the brook, our woods were there. By the brook, our woods is what? What is woods? Wood na forest.
Forest.
Right? Yeah. So it is ours, our own forest and our own brook only it was there. So because it was, the well was dry, and so we wanted to go and fetch some water and come. So we ran as if to meet the moon. What is the point in here? Can you go and meet the moon? We ran as if to meet the moon. What is the figure of speech here? We ran.
Hyperbole.
Exactly. Hyper. Can you run to the moon? You can't go and run and catch the moon. You can't go. But this is exaggerated. It is when exaggerated, as if I'm going to run and catch the moon, right? So that is, that is the hyperbole. What is the figure of speech here? Hyperbole. Okay. So like that, slowly you can introduce. So already they learned 4. Then now you should tell them, because எல்லாத்தையும் சேர்த்து ஒரே டைம்ல கொடுத்தாலும் they'll think so many things. Oh, what is alliteration? What is rhyme scheme? What is simile? What is metaphor and all these things. So slowly. So no, you should make them underline this line and write that yes, this is a hyperbole. Why? And you can give a small definition also for them. A hyperbole is nothing but an exaggeration. Exaggeration, something which it's an exaggeration. And poetry say, they are a little imagination and exaggeration only. Okay. So then this that slowly dawned behind the as if to catch the moon. We ran as if to meet the moon. That slowly dawned behind the tree. Slowly dawned behind the trees. You're seeing the moon. Moon is coming. Sometimes, and children generally when we walk also, sometimes nella patte po didir adu kanam pedum. After some more steps you go, you can go and see it. Is it not? When there is, you think so many trees are there, so it is like playing hide and seek. The children are, see, that's what, the barren boughs. So what is barren boughs?
Alliteration again.
Alliteration. So when you're telling like that, the barren boughs, barren na, what is the opposite of barren? Barren na, it's a barren land. That means
empty
what?
land.
Empty land. Nothing is there in that. Opposite of barren?
Full of.
Fertile. 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 Opposite of barren is fertile. Barren land. Barren land na enna? Kali nilam. Solluvaangalla. Kali nilam. Fertile vandu செழிப்பு நிலம் இல்லையா? நிலம் வந்து நல்ல செழிப்பா இருக்கு இல்லையா? Everything comes in that. So barren opposite fertile.
Fertile.
Yeah. So slowly you can ask them also, no? So that is how a language class should be. Don't think poetry na idu mattum da. Wherever you can give them information, wherever you can elicit information out of them, you have to do it. Okay. So no, you should not think grammar class la grammar mattum da edupen. No. What is grammar? Your text itself is grammar. What I speak is grammar only. Without grammar, I can never speak. Okay. So like that, wherever possible. So wherever possible, you can ask them an antonym of this. Barren opposite. So no, they will also start thinking. So no, that is how word power will improve. Language is everything, ma. Listening, speaking, reading, writing, everything is language. Okay. So it has to be together only. Right? And the barren boughs without the leaves, without the birds and without the breeze. So the trees didn't have anything. There were leaves were not there because it was autumn. Because it was autumn, you didn't have, there were no birds, there was no breeze, nothing was there. Then, but once within the wood we paused, like genomes not dwarf. Okay, that hid us from the moon. So the trees were all so big, like we were like whom? We were like dwarfs. So what is the figure of speech here? You're comparing yourself to dwarfs. Like genome. Like genome.
Metaphor.
No. Like is coming, no?
Simile, ma'am.
Yeah. Like genome. So the word like is coming. So it's a simile. Like genomes, ready to run to hiding new, with laughter when she found us soon. Actually, the moon is actually personified here. The moon, the moon is, they're playing hide and seek. So the moon, she says, with laughter when she found us. When the moon saw us, there was laughter. That means what? A moon's laughter is what? It's all the more bright.
Personification.
Yeah, personification. So now it becomes more, it becomes more bright. Okay, it becomes brighter. More bright is wrong. Bright, brighter, brightest. So, but when we talk, when we speak, we say more bright. But when you write, you have to be careful. You have to write it as brighter only. Okay. Then each laid on other staying hand to listen where we dared to look. And in the hush we joined to make, we heard, we knew, we heard, we knew. That is, they're hearing the sound of the brook. And fine. So this is how this is the poetry basically. Okay. So now you got the essence of it. So because I don't want to, I have something more also to tell. I don't want to waste so much deep. I don't want to go, because I want to tell you how you will teach the poetry. So when you're going to teach it like this, so introduce all these figures of speech, all these things, wherever you are getting it, highlight it, give them the meaning. And the best way to be sure whether your child has understood what is what the poetry is about is paraphrasing. What is paraphrasing? What do you mean by paraphrasing?
Short explanation about
the prose version.
Exactly.
The prose version.
Superb. Yeah. The prose version. The prose version of a poem is only paraphrasing. Okay. So what you do? Now you have now the poetry is what the poem is about. Now you have taught the child will be child would have definitely understood what the poem is about. So you can give them a small fill in the blanks like this. Now you tell me, you read the poem, no? The children had to go out to dash water. If you want to just go through it again. If you want to go through it again. What did the children do? The children had to go out to
see the moon.
Dash water.
Dash water. To fetch water.
Exactly. To fetch water. What happened? Why did they have to go? As the
well was dry.
As the well was dry. Simple. They had to go out to fetch water as the well was dry. And the children did not hesitate to go out as the season was. What was the season?
Autumn.
And how was it? It was fair.
It was fair.
Sometimes what we do, we copy the same words from the poem. No, you can also say because the season was good. What you want to say? It was not very hot or very cold. Winter. It was autumn, right? Autumn is a season where it is not very cold for them, especially in especially in the west. So it is not very cold. Winter will be it will be very harsh. Winters are very harsh for them, right? So you can tell them, it was the weather was nice. The weather was good. The autumn was good. So there were no, what was not there? There were no
birds.
What was not there? There were no
birds, breeze.
There were no leaves. There were no birds, and there were no breeze. That's what. There were no leaves. There were no birds and breeze from the. That's why I gave here from. Why? So you should not write birds here. You should write only breeze. Okay. That order of words you see. So there were no leaves, birds, and breeze from the trees.
From the trees.
Yeah. On their way to the river, they were playing hide and seek with whom? With the moon. Yeah. The children look like what?
Genome.
Like genome. Genomes is what? Dwarfs. Yeah. Dwarfs in front of the huge trees. As they were nearing the brook, they silenced each other to hear the sound of what?
Brook.
Brook. The water, no? The water that was flowing. Yeah. The sound, they can also write the sound of water flowing in the river, which made them happy. So they knew that, oh, we have spotted water now. No? Simply you give like this. Every child will understand, no? So that it is in the hands of the teacher to make, to inculcate interest in the subject. Okay. If you are going to anything, no, if you are going to first tell them, hey, this is nothing big, that this is easy. Come on, let's do it. If you are going to tell that to them and give them that confidence, they will also be with you. But if you're going to put it in a language where they're not going to understand, they will only develop hatred. Okay. So they will, once they develop hatred, no, then you can never make them study. That is if one teacher is going to do that, then that's absolute, it is the failure in the hands of the teacher. So you should never do it. Okay, fine. Now,
excuse me, ma'am, one more thing.
Yeah.
While writing this paraphrasing or summarizing, we used to ask them to write in simple present tense for poems. But you have given here in past tense. Is it nothing wrong?
No, no. I not like that. Anything, no. You have to. Yeah, the children go to water. It is. It's not necessary. Whichever. I mean, tense you are choosing, do justice to that, because this is only understanding. This is not. I mean, it is not necessary. Probably, when you're going to a very in the forum, a common forum, if you're going, no. Okay, if you want, you can stick to the tense. But this is just for us to check the understanding of the student. Not necessary. Okay, whatever tense you are choosing, be just to that. Be fair to it. Okay, so they had to go out and so they had to go where, even here also, what tense, there were no. So I have used but this is just to check the understanding, nothing more than that. So paraphrasing is the best way to make the child understand the poem, fit in words, fit in the necessary words there. So then he will start developing. Then every child's writing capacity and writing ability is, some children can even go beyond this, and they can, use better words and write a better style in writing. Okay, fine. Then, yeah. So in this, now next, as teachers, what will be your what will be your work? You need to frame certain questions, is it not? So if I want now if I want the answer as the children were I want genomes as the answer to my question. Okay, so what question you will frame? I want the answer as genome.
What did the poet compare the children with?
Super. Very
Thank
nice.
you.
Good. What did the
poet compare the
what did the poet compare the children with? What did he compare them with? He compared the children with genomes, with the dwarfs. Good. Fine. Then I want behind the tree as the answer. What will be the question that you will frame? Behind the trees must be the answer.
Where is the moon?
Where
is the moon? Is the moon?
Where is the moon? The moon is in the sky. No, I mean, I'll be a little more precise.
According to the poet,
Where was the moon when the children ran to meet the moon? Oh, yeah. Yeah, meet it. Where was the moon when the children ran to meet it?
Where was the moon?
Where did the moon hide itself?
Good. Who said that?
Prabha.
Yeah. Where did the moon
hide itself?
Yeah. Or where did the moon? This one, well, where did the moon actually slowly dawn? Where did the moon slowly dawn? The moon slowly dawned behind the trees. Fine. And so that is why, as teachers, your challenge is in framing the right question. You should frame unambiguous questions. Okay. You should not, you should not frame question in such a way that you will get 2-3 things as the answer. Then your answer key itself will become, and there will be a problem when we are correcting the papers. When we can give so many options as the answer, no. So correction also becomes very difficult. So always when you are framing the question, you have to frame the question that, yes, it has to be very, very clear, very less doubt. There should be no doubt when you are framing questions. And beyond that, maximum, you should try to minimize ambiguity in your questions. Okay. Then next, I want, okay. I want this one as the answer to be pail and can. I want pail and can as the answer.
What did it?
Why did the children go with the pail and can?
No, I want pail and can as the answer.
What are the things the children carry with them?
What did the children carry with them to the brook?
Brook.
What did the children carry with them? The children carry
pail and
can. Okay. Then I want this one, I want this phrase as the answer. That is, no leaves, no birds, and no breeze. I want this as the answer. No breeze, no birds, no leaves. I want this as the answer. So what will be the question that you will frame to get this as the answer?
How did the trees look?
Good. How did the trees look? Or how did the children find the trees on their way to the brook? No. How did they find the trees to be on their way to the brook? They found that they didn't have leaves. There were no birds sitting there. And there was no breeze coming from the trees. Right?
How is the forest defined in the poem?
No, see, defined and all, very, very, it's a science word. Okay. So, that should not be in a language paper. Right? So, the language paper is more, kind of,
described.
Yeah. So, now how you can say, how did it look? Okay. How did the trees appear to be to the children when they were going to the brook? Okay. So next one, like this, I want what value-based question you can think in this. Next, what value-based question you can think? Anything, no? At last it has to definitely have some value. What value-based can you think?
Childhood days are still nostalgic. Can you explain?
Childhood days are nostalgic. Okay, then you can say bring out the nostalgic memories of the poet of his childhood days. That is one. Or some other, little more you extrapolate and think, no?
What are the reasons for the water scarcity in the village?
Yeah. Yeah, see, this is extrapolation. Actually, this is extrapolation because away from the poem you're going and, you're thinking beyond that. The thing beyond classroom, think beyond the poem, right? So definitely, you can say, when there is water scarcity in your place, what do? How do you? That is one question, no? How do you tackle water problem when there is in summer in your place? How much a child will be able to, ma'am, I run behind water tankers. Yes or no? So no, that is how the child will be able to relate, is it not? So no, these are certain questions, extrapolated questions, which you can definitely ask so that the child also will be able to relate and answer. Okay. Then anything else? Anything else? Think and tell me. Anything? Anyone? Did they enjoy? Did they enjoy going to the brook? No? Did they, did they enjoy going to the brook? Yes, no, see, that's why they're enjoying, they're playing. They're playing with the moon also. You know, when all together, when they are going, you know, they're playing hide and seek with the moon. And the season also was very conducive for them. It was not, the weather was not harsh. So totally they were enjoying their experience. They did not, you know, they did not feel a burden to carry water and come. They did not. They enjoyed their journey, right? That is why they were enjoying nature through their walk also. All right. So anything else? Yeah, there's a lot of friendship. And you know, each is, they're telling, you know, they're holding each other's hand and saying, hey, keep quiet. Let's listen to the water. See here. Each laid on other a staying hand to listen where we dared to look. And in the hush we joined to make, we heard the brook. Hey, tanni irukku anga. Sala nanga tanni odudu. No, hey, wait. Let's see. Tanni satham kekkuda. So, you know, there is a lot of friendship bondage also among the children, right? So, you know, you can talk about friendship with them. You can talk about water scarcity. So these are certain value-based questions which you can discuss, scope for discussion. Okay, fine. And now you got a fair idea about how, how you can go ahead with the poetry class.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
How much you can make poetry interesting and easy. Some the poetry is, you know, generally prose, you know, prose, okay, every child will say, Padichirlanda. Poem, you know, all of us get a little scared, you know, even now, you know, in Tamil also you ask, you know, you mean to say everyone will know Tirukural, all Tirukurals or a meaning? It is not easy. Tirukural also, you know, the Tamil, to understand the Tamil itself is a little difficult only, is it not? So, no, we need a teacher to, you know, to tell us. And the word வந்து பிரிச்சு இதுதான் அதோட மீனிங்னு சொல்லி தரதுக்கு we need a proper teacher, is it not? So definitely, you know, children are more comfortable with a prose comprehension. Poetry comprehension, they're little scared only. Oh, they think I can't understand this poetry, nada solla varan, and all these things will be there, is it not? So I wanted to do this session for you so that you can, you know, make poetry class simplified and an enjoyable experience to the students, right? So these things, if you follow, definitely your poetry class will be very interesting. And next, what you can do, you can also encourage them to come out with limericks. What is a limerick? You know, limerick is just on the 4 lines, no? You get, you write 4 lines about some things, is it not? That is called a limerick, na? Who is good at writing limericks? Anyone? Look, actually students are very good, you know. You can tell them to write a limerick about water. Or 4 sentences. You just write, no, you try, no. Let us see, and the ungalakkulla irukkira oru kavingana we will bring it out. I'll tell you, students will come out. Among 40, you know, you will have 2, 3 who just, you know, you will not know. You in the koindakulla ivlo irukana, you will know. You also try. Just write randomly 4 lines about poetical lines about water. You write.
Now, ma'am?
If you can do it extempore, very fine. Or if you think and write, if you're going to think and tell me tomorrow, all the more. What? Mr. Raj sir, Crystal ma'am, Mary ma'am, what are you trying something with water? Come on.
I'm not good at it. Let me try.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
No, sometimes we think we are not good, but when somebody kindles it, it'll come out of you. Yeah, it will come out of you.
But I am curious to write now. Try now. Try.
Yeah. Just four lines. Think 4 lines about this one. Otherwise, take your time and think. Because I have 2 more things for you. I just, 2 more. I just thought, this framing questions, when you're doing framing questions here, no? So I just thought we'll do a small session on this one also. One framing questions, no? That also, I just have a thing. You can, I'll share that now. Yeah. Now each one do one sentence. Okay, you think about water and you try. You can even in yeah. Actually, why you can encourage them to do all these things. They can all go into advertising agencies. They can get jobs. To come out with lines like this. No, they're paid so much. In the advertisements, to come out with one tagline. That's called tagline. No. Taglines தெரியும்ல ஹிந்தில डर के आगे जीत है தமிழ்ல என்ன சொல்வாங்க தமிழ்ல என்ன ஒரு அட்வர்டைஸ்மென்ட் சொல்லுங்க I don't see TV at all, so I don't know some catchy phrases in some Tamil advertisements and all which you feel like repeating again. You also don't watch some advertisements you don't know at all. I'm also not able to. Usually in advertisements, you'll have one tagline, no? One nice taglines you will have. In Hindi, I know. Dar ke aage jeet hai. That means abdina bayathuk aparanda you will get you will get victory. First you will get fear, then you will get victory. So dar ke aage, like in Tamil, what you can say, man? Best ka na best va. What is that? And best ka na best is there, no? So many things. Okay, so many taglines are there. So you can definitely know that.
For gold also, yen tangam yen urimai, like that.
Yen tangam yen urimai. Yeah, what's that?
Dairy milk, for dairy milk chocolate. Sweet ede kondadu.
Sweet ede kondadu. Yes, no, sweet ede kondadu. No, see, in the madre, like I say, politicians nowadays are coming with so many taglines, you take sabka saath, sabka vikas. No, I mean a tagline of the central government: "Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas." See, this is one line only, but how much people would have thought? Yeah, it's not easy to come out with such sentences, is it not? So for this only they are paid. They are paid heavily. So some people have this talent. They have this enormous talent. Okay, fine. So this frame questions, because I asked you to do it, I just thought frame questions to get the underline. See, I want listening as the answer. So what will be the question?
What were
you doing yesterday?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
What were you doing? What were you doing? You need not even say yesterday. What were you doing? I was listening to a speech delivered by the Prime Minister.
Or ma'am, what were you listening? What were you listening?
No. I want only listening as the answer. You should not give listening as the answer in question itself. No.
Okay.
So, what were you doing? I was listening.
Okay.
Fine. Next, I want yes as the answer. Yes, Shama draws very well.
Does Shama draw well?
Does Shama draw well?
Does Shama draw well? Okay. You should always tell. Students will, come out with, again, they will put this yes there also, in the question also. Already, the auxiliary verb is does. Okay. So, does Shama draw very well? Fine. Then third one, one of you attempt. A Bharati attempt.
Yes,
I watched the movie last night. Last night should be the answer.
Shall I?
Yeah. Shall I? Okay. Shall I pass the chance? Fine, Cyril.
Yes, ma'am. What did you do last night?
When did you
watch the movie?
When did you watch?
Oh, we should not mention that word, no?
Yeah. Okay. So, what
Yes,
will be the
yes,
question?
When did you watch the movie?
When did you watch the movie? I watched the movie last night. Yeah. Okay. Then next one. Next, Prabha. I should get his uncle.
Who gifted him a book on? But a book it won't come.
Why? Who gifted him a book on his birthday? Why a book only? No, one book only. No, one book.
Who gifted him a book?
Who gifted him a book on his birthday? Yeah. Then next. Raj sir.
Yes, ma'am.
She was absent to school yesterday because she had gone out to play a match.
Okay, ma'am. She was absent to school yesterday because she had. Why she was absent to school yesterday?
Why was she
absent?
Why was she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why was she
absent to school? Yeah. Then Mary ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
How long have you been working in DAB for?
Excellent.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. How long have you been working
in DAB for?
Yeah. It's enough if you just say, how long have you been working in DAB? Enough.
Okay,
right?
Okay.
Or since when have you been working? Otherwise, since when have you been working in DAV? Because since is there. No, since can be a lead word also. So since when have you been working for DAV? Or for how long have you been working?
That's why I asked, how long have you been working
in DAV
for?
Bring that for in the front.
Okay, okay.
You can bring it in the front. Then.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Valli?
How Sheila does the work?
How does Sheila work?
Do her work.
Yeah. How does Sheila do her work? Or how does Sheila work? Okay. Or how does Sheila do her work? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then who didn't say? I fast 2 days in a month.
How many days you fast in the month?
For how many days do you fast in a month? Okay. For how many days do you fast in a month? So I fast 2 days in a month.
How long can you ask? How long?
How long do you fast?
How long?
Why here defined? No. Definite time is there. No. 2 days is there. No. So you say, for how many days do you fast? Then Ram likes the blue color shirt.
Which color Ram?
Which color does Ram like?
Which color?
Which color?
No, but
does Ram like?
Which color shirt?
Yeah. But we do we have to mention shirt there or not?
Yeah, you have to. No?
Yeah.
You have to because you're talking
when
about.
We talk about the color. Yeah.
Yeah, that particular thing. Which color shirt does Ram like?
Does Ram like?
Okay. Again, you have to be. I mean, you have to explain to your student that students generally they will see yes here. They will put an S there also. Okay, in the question also, right? So it is wrong. Yes. So because does is always an S verb. It is already an S verb, right? So yes, it
and when we use does, then we can't use S.
It's a singular verb. It's a singular verb. Okay. Then Reshma liked the sari that was blue in color.
Which color sari does Reshma like?
Did.
Which color sari?
Did Reshma. Like this there, no? So
like
this there, no? So which color sari did Reshma like? Okay.